We're going to look at a raw, vital process happening inside you every single day that goes almost completely overlooked. We are demystifying the unsung hero of your digestion, bile. So let's just dive right into this biological mystery that kicks into gear every time you eat foods rich in fat. I mean, think about that for a second. We're always taught that enzymes are the ultimate chemical scissors, right? Breaking down all our food. And yet when it comes to a heavy, fatty meal, the initial heavy lifting is actually done by a fluid that doesn't contain a single digestive enzyme. How is that even possible?
Well, meet our hero, bile. It's a greenish-yellow, highly alkaline fluid produced continuously by your liver and stored away in the gallbladder. It's this absolutely essential fluid that swoops in precisely when acidic, fatty food hits your intestine.
Section 1. Meet your digestion hero, the journey of bile.
The journey naturally starts with production in the liver, which basically acts as this massive chemical manufacturing plant. From there, it travels down to the gallbladder. You can think of the gallbladder as a biological storage tank, concentrating the fluid until it's perfectly ready. Finally, at the exact moment fatty food enters the small intestine, the gallbladder contracts, releasing this bile directly into the duodenum, which is that very first part of your small intestine.
Now here's that core conflict we mentioned earlier, the no enzyme paradox. Bile doesn't actually digest the fat itself, not in the chemical sense anyway. It is absolutely essential for the digestion and absorption of fats, but it literally contains zero digestive enzymes. Instead of acting as the scissors, bile beautifully sets the stage so your actual digestive enzymes can do their job efficiently.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, the anatomy of bile. What's inside?
So the crucial point here is that bile is overwhelmingly water, about 95% actually. And while that might sound a bit, underwhelming for an organic superhero, water actually acts as a powerful natural solvent. It transports the other substances and carries the bile safely right into the small intestine. It's the remaining 5% that really packs all the heavy lifting ingredients.
And within that tiny 5% powerhouse, you have a seriously vital chemical toolkit. You've got bile salts made from cholesterol, things like sodium glycocholate and sodium taurocholate. You have phospholipids working right alongside those salts. Then there's the liver's own secreted cholesterol, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, calcium, chloride, and bicarbonate ions. Oh, and finally mucus, which is just there to provide lubrication for the bile ducts and protect your really delicate intestinal lining.
Now I want to take a special look at the pigments because this highlights a really fascinating natural cycle within your body. The main bile pigments are biliverdin and bilirubin. They don't just appear out of thin air, they're actually produced from the breakdown of your old red blood cells. These pigments are exactly what give bile its distinct greenish-yellow color. And ultimately, that bilirubin is excreted in your feces, which, believe it or not, is exactly what gives stool its brown color. It is just an incredibly elegant biological recycling system.
Let's get into Section 3, bile's superpowers in action.
Right here is where the magic really happens, emulsification. When you eat fat, it tends to clump together in these large, stubborn globules. But bile salts, working with those phospholipids we mentioned a minute ago, act as emulsifiers. They break those large fat globules down into tiny, microscopic droplets. Think of it literally like dropping a little dish soap onto a greasy frying pan. By physically doing this, bile dramatically increases the surface area of the fat. This means the digestive enzymes, specifically your pancreatic lipases, can suddenly access the fat much faster and work incredibly efficiently.
But it doesn't stop at just breaking down fat. Bile is also a vital transporter. It aids in the absorption of fatty acids and cholesterol, and crucially, it helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Without bile, you wouldn't just struggle with digesting your meal. Your body would completely fail to absorb vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K, all of which are absolutely required to maintain a healthy system.
And here is another biological superpower. When food leaves your stomach, it is a highly acidic mixture called chyme. If that acid just sat in your small intestine, it would cause some serious damage. So the electrolytes in bile, specifically those bicarbonate ions, step in to neutralize this acidic food. This provides the exact perfect pH environment needed for your digestive enzymes to function, all without destroying your delicate intestinal lining.
Section 4. The cleanup crew, waste removal.
So beyond digestion, the liver actually uses bile as a safe biological vehicle to literally take out the trash. It's not just a digestive aid, it's an excretion pathway. Bile flushes out the bilirubin from those old red blood cells. It removes excess cholesterol that the body no longer needs, and it even clears out certain drugs and toxins. It's a completely essential detoxifying pathway.
However, managing that excess cholesterol requires a very, very delicate chemical balance. Too much cholesterol in the bile can actually lead to the formation of gallstones, but nature has a built-in defense. The bile salts themselves act to keep that cholesterol safely dissolved in the bile, effectively stopping those painful cholesterol crystals from ever forming in the first place.
Let's wrap it up with Section 5, the big picture, masterclass summary. If you had to distill this entire explainer down to truly test your knowledge, let's just call it the ultimate exam question. It all goes right back to our opening paradox. Why is bile so vitally important to our physiology, even though it completely lacks digestive enzymes? Well, it's because bile is the ultimate biological facilitator. It emulsifies fats into tiny droplets, making them vastly easier for pancreatic lipase to digest. It ensures you actually absorb those vital fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. It neutralizes the dangerous acidic chyme from your stomach, and it meticulously removes biological waste products like bilirubin and excess cholesterol. Which brings us to a final thought to ponder. We've seen how perfectly the liver produces bile, and how the gallbladder stores and concentrates it, just waiting for the precise moment to release it. But what happens when that biological storage tank is suddenly gone? How does your digestive system adapt to process a heavy, fatty meal if you have to get your gallbladder removed? Honestly, it's a true testament to the incredible resilience of human biology, and definitely something fascinating to think about. Until next time.